Welcome back to winMoJo.co. I am Phil. This is part 3 of our series for new users. We've gone through a lot of stuff already about setting up administrator accounts, customizing, downloading some of the Microsoft Live Essential tools to extend the use of Windows 7. And now we're going to log into our user account here, and we're going to start showing you some of the features of those live tools that we downloaded. Right out of the gates, you're going to notice that the Windows Messenger automatically is started down here, and I've set it up to do that when I log in. When I click on it, it tells me I can connect with my Facebook friends, etc. If you're interested in that, great, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to be able to see that I have my friends in my friends list here, who happens to be me. And so my winMoJo, the winMoJo account shows me as a friend. I can add friends here. I can delete friends. I can do some other things like post my status right here, so all my friends on my list can see that. There's several different things you can do with this. There's also this button up here to switch to a compact view, which I prefer. Puts a nice little compact view, and you can put it off to the side of your screen and have your chat program up here. The cool thing about this tool, the reason I asked you guys to install it, if for no other reason, is let's say that I'm having problems with this computer and I need help. It's just above my level. I can actually open up by double clicking on my friend's name, and this is all the history of the last chat where I practiced this, but I can go up here to actions, and I can say request remote assistance. I can send that to my friend. My friend can then accept it and log into my machine, and I can give control of my machine to that person to go ahead and try and solve my problem or fix my problem remotely. They don't have to be in the same state. They don't have to be in the same city, nothing. I do this all the time. I have a friend in Cape Cod. I have a friend in California I do this with. I have a friend in Austin, Texas I've done this with. So it's a very powerful tool. You can take control of somebody's computer remotely. There's some security stuff in there. If we were to proceed, it would say, okay, so-and-so has accepted this. Give them this password so they can log in. So it generates a password for you. It's just a really cool little tool, and it gives you a lot of really nice little options. So something to be aware of. I'm going to cancel it since I don't really need help right now. But this, in and of itself, is cool. Now to get this toolbar, I'm going to tell you a trick, because you're going to go crazy if you try and find this. These double arrows here next to where you type, you got to click these, and you got to make sure this check is next to show menu bar. Otherwise, you will go bat crazy trying to find this. So again, it's actions, request remote assistance. You can also play games and do things with people too, but you can fool around with the program and see all the little cool other things it does. I'm going to go ahead and close out of it. We're going to move on to probably the next biggest thing, which is mail. Now the Live Essentials tools install in 2 places, and I don't know why. Some of them install right here in the main programs menu, and some of them install in their very own Windows Live folder. I'm kind of weird about this. I kind of like them all in the same folder. So if I click and hold down on Windows Live Mail and then I drag it down to the Windows Live folder, and hold over, it'll pop open like this. And then I'll just put a line between the programs, drop it, and it'll say you need administrator permission to move this file. Okay, continue. It'll prompt me for the password. Oops, I must have typed it wrong. Let's try again. And there we go, I moved it. You can do this again with the other ones, but we're not going to do it right now. I just wanted to show you that was possible. Windows Live Movie Maker is a really cool tool for editing your videos and pictures into movies, so you can take still pictures and make movies with them. You've got Windows Live Photo Gallery, which is a little bit more robust version of the pictures section of Windows. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the one we're going to really need to talk about, though, is Live Mail. So we'll click on Live Mail. If you have Comcast or Time Warner Cable or whatever other DSL companies are out there, and you want to set up an email account, you're going to need to go to their website and get their information on how to set up an account using Windows Live Mail. It's not hard to find. Just do a Google search or a Bing search or a Yahoo search. You should be able to find it, or call up your provider and they'll give you the URL. Here's where having a live email account, a Hotmail account, really pays off. So normally when you open the program for the first time, you're going to get this right away. You're not going to see what you saw here. But I had opened it already to kind of peruse it before we started talking about it. I'm going to go ahead and set up our account. This is the same profile we set up on that live page. This is our winMoJo official live account. Oops, bumped the button there. I cannot type passwords and talk for some reason. Okay. And then you're going to want to put the name that you want to be known as when your email shows up. So I'm going to do winMoJo.co, but you're going to put your first and last name probably. If you have a POP3 email or an IMAP email, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, but you probably do if you're using webmail through the before mentioned service providers. You're probably going to have to click this manual configuration server settings bit. Since this is a Hotmail account or a Gmail account, you can do this with Gmail as well. You just hit next, and then yes, I want to sign into winMoJo Live. And we'll wait a second here, and it's going to go ahead and grab all the information. It was added. Finish. Now the cool thing about this, it's syncing up with my online web account. I don't have to have it as a separate POP3 or IMAP. It's just right here. It's going to show you that I have some things in my inbox here, which is all old mail. So I'm going to highlight them. See if I can highlight them all by holding down Shift. And I'm just going to delete them for now. That'll add them to my deleted folders. And then also there's a junk mail. And this is where Phil Olson wants to be friends with on Windows Live. Well, this isn't really junk. I mean, I know this person. So I'm going to right click on it, go to junk mail, and I'm going to go add to safe senders list. And the sender select the message has been added to your safe senders list. Okay. And then I'll probably just drag him up here to the inbox. So now I know he's in the inbox there. And there's old Phil. So that's just my other personal account. I'm just using it to show you guys. The other cool thing about Windows Live Mail is you have your calendar. So you can set up all your calendar dates in here. Obviously, it's added some existing holidays. So in addition to calendar, you've got contacts. You can add all your contacts, your personal contacts in here. And then you can also set up feeds, which if you don't know what feeds are or news groups are, you can check that out on your own. I'm not going to go any further here, though. Let me just go ahead and move on to the next program. So that's Windows Live Mail. Makes a nice little client right there on your desktop. And again, here's another thing. If you want to add these things, like, hey, I want these icons on my desktop so I can just click them and go. Well, you can just right click on whichever one you want. You go to send to, and then you're going to go desktop, create shortcut. Or let's say you don't want it on your desktop. Say you want it down here in this quick launch bar. You just drag it down here, drop it, let it go. There it is. So that's how you do both. And then if you don't want it on the desktop anymore, you just throw it in the trash. Yes, I want to throw it in the trash. And yes, I want to empty the trash. Go on. I still have it down here. So that's pretty cool. And then let's move on to the next thing here. We've got the Windows Live Family Safety. This is where I said you could set up some safety nets for accounts. So if you have a user account on here for your son or your daughter, this is where you would set up, or both. This is where you would set that up. Okay, so the next thing on the list here is the Windows Live Family Safety. Windows Live Family Safety is where you will go ahead and you will need the admin password to set this up. You will go ahead and configure safety parameters for your user accounts that your kids may be using. So you'll log in again using your Windows Live account, and you'll go in and set these up. Now you're gonna want to go online and read a little bit more about this tool and how to set it up from Microsoft. Or you can click this show me how it works, and that'll give you more detail. I'm going to tell you right now that I use a different product for my kids. I use a product called Cyber Nanny. It installs on their computer and filters a lot of URLs, filters certain content, sends me chat logs, things like that. My kids are about 12 and not 7 now, so I like to monitor that stuff. I think it's my responsibility. As my son gets a little older, I give him a little bit more freedom on his connection versus his sister's account. But I would recommend comparing this to the Cyber Nanny. The Cyber Nanny is like $50 a year for 2 licenses, though. This is free. It's built in. So, measure the quality of the protection you're getting. Go online, check out Windows Live Family Safety a little more. I myself plan on doing some research on it just because it is now available, and it could save me $50 a year if I find it's comparable. So do your homework. I'm going to cancel out of it right now, and that's something you'll want to look at if you need it. Since not everybody has kids, we're not going to go into detail. The next one up is Windows Live Mesh. Windows Live Mesh, I think, is really cool. Microsoft is giving you 5 gigabytes of storage space online for no charge. And you can tell it to automatically sync up folders on your computer to the live space. So let's say I want to sync a folder. I want to sync all of my pictures because I don't want to lose my pictures. So let's go up here to my pictures and click sync. What it's going to do is it's going to say, where do you want to sync it? I want to sync it to my 5 gigabytes of free SkyDrive space. That's a pretty decent size, although I will tell you in my personal life, I've got way more than 5 gigabytes of pictures, but this will give you the idea. So now if I go in here, it's going to say, who do I want to share this with? I could share this with anybody on my contact list. I could share this with anybody, I think via email. And basically I can look at the SkyDrive storage and see where it's on there. If I click on that, it's going to open up a browser and show me exactly what's in my SkyDrive storage. Let's go check a look. And it says pictures is up to date. Well, let's see what's in pictures. This folder is currently empty. So I guess my pictures folder on this machine is empty. But you get the idea. The idea being is that you could very easily save your pictures up there without having to do anything. As you can also do, you can add another folder just by clicking sync a folder, and say you wanted to sync your documents. You can click sync my documents, SkyDrive, and there you go. So it's going to give you an ability to back up some of your stuff online, your critical files. I tend to do this more with my docs, my Excel spreadsheets, my Quicken backup files, those kinds of things that I just want to store it off-site in case my computer's ever stolen or something goes horribly wrong with my hard drive and my backup hard drive, which I have a separate backup hard drive that I back up the machine to. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to want to keep your eyeballs out for as you move forward. But this is a really cool tool to back up. We'll also talk about another backup process here in the very last segment of this new series, which is the beginner series, and that'll wrap it up for episode 3. One more to go, folks. Episode 4 is coming up. Thanks for tuning in to winMoJo.co. My name is Phil. See you in the next episode.